Welcome to the Pizza King podcast, your destination for all things pizza business. I'm your host, Tyrell Reed, and every week we're taking a deep dive into the behind-the-scenes world of running a successful pizza business, from team building to sales growth, multi-unit strategies, and much more. Doesn't even matter if you're a pizza vet, just starting out in the game, just your first shop, whatever you're doing, this podcast will be your go-to resource for tips, strategies, and success stories. As always, send me your questions to info@tyrellreed.com. Go connect with me on Instagram at Pizza King Podcast. Let's get into the episode. Pizza! And I told the dudes in the back, take that calzone out. I ain't giving it to her. And I gave her money, her full order, even for the food she didn't bring back. And she was just like, maybe that's right. I'll just take my money somewhere else. And she was pissed. And I was pissed. But the mistake I made was I didn't solve it. I tried to. I didn't properly solve it. And I didn't set a good example for the team because it became a scene in the restaurant where she, and I'm not blaming, actually, I'm actually apologetic because I should have handled that better. I should have just taken care of her. I should have gave her extra food and try to help her feed the kids and calm the situation down. But because I took it personal and I got defensive, I'm 99.9% sure she's not coming back because of the way I handled that. Welcome back, Pizza King Podcast family. I'm your host, Tyrell Reed, and always excited to be back here in the studio / office / storage room of my house to talk pizza business, pizza game with you, with all you folks. So appreciate you joining me. We'll get right into it this week. We had, it's been fun. Summer has kicked off fully here, so schedules are busy. The kids are active. They want to do a bunch of stuff, so it has left very little time for creating content, recording podcasts. So just really want to take advantage of these opportunities when we get them, and make sure we still bring and deliver that value that you guys are coming back here for. So we still got a lot of good guests coming up. A couple of folks that have booked for recording dates later in June. And, I get it. The summer schedule is busy for everybody. So we're starting to book some times further out to give people a little bit more time to plan and just let the schedules open up a little bit. Look, and if you want to be a guest on the podcast, if you want to come on the show, you want to talk about your journey, your story, or even your goals in the pizza game, just reach out to me, info@tyrellreed.com, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram at Tyrell Reed Senior or Pizza King Podcast. I'll get those and we will get you scheduled. So yeah, come on the show. Let's talk about it. Pizza of the week this week. Look, pizza of the week is for anyone who is making pizza at home. So I've been trying for the last couple of days. We made a few batches. I kind of put it out there on IG. Send me some recipes. I wanted to try to start making a few pizzas here in the oven at home. I got a stone. I don't have a pizza oven here. I don't have a Gosney or a Uni or anything like that here. I just have my regular oven with a stone in it. So, as I get to that point, and maybe we'll probably find a way to get something and put it on the patio so that we can execute a little bit better. But I have a whole new respect for anyone who's making pizza at home. If you're doing everything, like if you're making dough, you're fermenting, and you're setting your kitchen up to do this, I got respect for you. Shout out to you. And you're doing it at the level that you're running a business. I got mad respect for you because this shit is hard. And it's hard. And it's hard in the sense that in the restaurant, like we're set up for all of these processes, right? Like our space is optimized. We got a prep room. I got a 60 quart mixer, and it's not so hard to execute all these things. Here, it was tough. I got my little KitchenAid, and we're trying to make dough. We're trying to make, trying to get a poolish going, and I'm looking for containers and Tupperware, and trying. I just wasn't as prepared as I needed to be for doing that, and it made it very difficult. There's flour and stuff all over the kitchen, and you're trying to cook in the same place that you're trying to prep. It's not like that in a restaurant. Like I got kitchen, I got prep room, I got storage room, I got walk-in coolers, we got, space to do all of the things that we need to do. Dough trays, like some of the things that you take for granted, stainless steel scrubbers and scrapers and all of those things that make it so much easier to execute. So, anyone who's doing it at home, even in a small environment like a food truck or a trailer, man, shout out to you, because you are killing the game. You are killing the game. However, it was fun. We did have a good time. We have made some good pizza. Shout out to anyone and everyone who sent me recipes. I know Trippy Pie sent me a link. Michelle Pizza School sent me a great recipe to try. And just watching stuff, pizza of art. So we are, we're trying all these different recipes and dough combinations, and 24, 48, 72 hour fermentations, and trying to, really just but just experiment with the pizza and have a little more fun with it here at the house with the family, and maybe even make a few pies for the neighbors if we can get good at it. I'm just so used to doing pizza in my environment, in the store environment, that it becomes like I'm like a fish out of water trying to do it anywhere else. And that challenge in itself was enough to make me want to just jump in and do it. So pizza of the week is anyone, the home pizza, the homemade pizza. If you're doing it, shout out to you, because I've been trying it, and I make pizza, and it is not that easy. So, but it is fun. It is a good time. So I encourage you, try it, find some recipes. I'll send you, what's been sent to me if you want to reach out to me, because it is a lot of fun, and it kind of brings the art of it back, because you get so systemized in the restaurant. Like JR and I were talking, like, man, I've only ever made dough my way. Like, and I bake here at the house. It's not like I don't cook at home. I just never make pizza here at home. I do, like to bake. I'm all about doing, cookies, cakes. I tried a few different bread types. Like I tried a ciabatta. So I've dabbled in the baking side of the kitchen, but hadn't really turned that into any pizza. You know what I want to try? Cashew Crazy. I'm gonna send you a message. Cashew Crazy on Instagram has some really good looking cashew products, like cashew flour. So I'm gonna try and see if we can make a pizza out of like a cashew flour. I know we texted back and forth once, and he said that he would kind of work up a formulation to see if he could do a pizza dough. So I'm gonna check back in on that. So would you try cashew flour? My son don't want to listen to me. He just slammed his door. Would you try a cashew based pizza, cashew flour based pizza dough? Have you tried anything like an almond flour, or one of these different options? Hit me up. Let me know. The topic this week is really just, it comes out of a moment that I had with working in a restaurant, and I wanted to bring it here and talk about it because it's important. And honestly, it really wasn't one of my best moments. I had an issue with a customer the other day. I don't know, it must have been Friday or Saturday last week. And the cashier comes back, and she's like, "Hey, I got this lady on the phone. and she needs to talk to a manager. So I go up there and I'm like, hey, Tyrell, how can I help you? She was like, we just need to, and she like starts going in on me as soon as I pick up the phone. And in the moment, it's always the same reaction with me. I'm sorry, sorry about that. How can we make it right? She didn't like her calzone. She said there was nothing inside of it and it was undercooked, which happens. It is what it is. I'm not going to argue over it. Just, I'll replace it for you. You want to come back? She had just picked it up and she called within like 5 minutes of picking it up. Like, I'm sorry about that. We'll throw another one in the oven. Come on back and get it. Now she walks into the store a couple of minutes later, and I'm in the back. I'm working the oven, so I'm in the back. Her stuff's still cooking, and I tell the girl, tell her it's gonna be a couple more minutes. But I could see Bailey, our cashier, was like visibly. I could see that she was, getting chewed up by this lady. And I go up there and the lady's got the calzone flopped open over on the counter. She's got it all opened up. I got customers in the lobby and she's like, this what you sent out and this and that. And I can't believe you sent me home with this. I got 10 hungry kids at home and, you wasting my time. And I'm like, she's just like going off. I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry about that. We got another one in the oven for you. And, just give us a couple minutes and we'll have you back on your way. Well, that ain't good enough. And blah, blah, blah. And she's just going off on me. And I just, she was like, I don't know. I had this moment and I was walking back to the kitchen and she said something else and I just stopped. And this is where I should have kept going and just got her food, but I didn't. I stopped and I turned around and I'm like, what more do you want from this? We apologize. We're remaking it. We make mistakes. I don't understand what you're trying to gain from coming in here and you're yelling at this girl. You're yelling at me. She goes, you ain't seen yelling yet. You blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, I can't do anything. And she's like going off. I got 10 hungry kids. I'm like, I can't do nothing. That's not my problem. This calzone ain't going to do shit for those 10 kids anyways. And I'm starting to get pissed off now because she's just like causing this scene over it. And I'm like, she's like, you wasting my time. It took an hour. And then, so as soon as you start getting to price and value and time and all of that, that's really not an argument because it's just subjected to the view of the person, right? To the point of view of the person who's speaking. She's like, it took over an hour. And I'm like, ma'am, you ordered online and it was ready when you came to pick it up, right? She was like, well, if this is what was ready, then it wasn't ready. And she just going on. I'm like, honestly, I don't think we're going to resolve this. Maybe I need to just give you your money back. And I told the dudes in the back, take that calzone out. I ain't giving it to her. And I gave her money, her full order, even for the food she didn't bring back. And she was just like, maybe that's right. I'll just take my money somewhere else. And she was pissed. And I was pissed. But the mistake I made was I didn't solve it. I tried to. I didn't properly solve it. And I didn't set a good example for the team because it became a scene in the restaurant where and I'm not blaming. Actually, I'm actually apologetic because I should have handled that better. I should have just taken care of her. I should have gave her extra food and try to help her feed the kids and calm the situation down. But because I took it personal and I got defensive, I'm 99.9% sure she's not coming back because of the way I handled that. So, I came here to say, look, there's no win or lose. And we've had, customer service episodes before, but there's no win or lose when you're going back and forth with a customer or a guest about food, because the only time we win is when they come back and spend money with us, right? Arguing over a pizza that costs, whatever it cost is not worth losing the long-term value of having that guest, having a loyal guest. And I try to teach and I always try to practice. Let's look at the history. Let's determine before we choose our course of reaction, excuse me. Look, I'm not going to sit here and act like there aren't some people. What's going on, Pizza King podcast listeners? Today's episode is brought to you by Bag Genie, my newest go-to solution for pizza delivery. Imagine delivering hot, fresh pizza every single time. That's what you get when you get a bag from Bag Genie. This is pizza bags made by pizza guys. They understand all of the things that we need when it comes to delivering hot, fresh pizza every single time. Look, I've been doing this for 22 years. I have not seen a bag with so much thought put into it, with so much attention to detail and quality in all of the years. It's by far the best bag I've ever delivered with. But here's the best part. Bag Genie is offering an exclusive deal just for our listeners. Go to their website, baggenie.net. And when you spend $200 or more using code Pizza King at checkout, they're going to throw in a free bag. That's right, free. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Elevate that delivery game. Take it to the next level. Visit baggenie.net, use code Pizza King, and claim that free bag. Thank you. Thank you so much to Brian and the team at Bag Genie for supporting the show. Now let's dive into today's episode. Who we're fine if you don't come back. But then there are people that you really want to make sure that you solve it for, and you shouldn't. And you can say what you want to say, but maybe it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. So I'm going to look at your customer history, and I'm going to look at what kind of orders you place and the frequency. And I'm going to make a decision in a moment that says, look, let me take care of you. Or it is what it is. And in reality, we should always look at the long-term value of solving a problem and keeping somebody loyal and getting it, and getting those repeat orders and that future business. I think we talked about it before, that the annual value of a regular customer was somewhere like $850 or something like that, $800. And look, that's the way you should look at it before you decide, you want to win this argument over that pizza. Decide if it's worth you giving up $800 this year. Is that argument worth that money? And oftentimes it's not, because look, it's just a pizza. It's just a calzone. It's just a sandwich. It's just one order out of many. Don't let your ego get in the way, which I did. And it's going to cost us. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to cost us long term. Hell, one of the other customers that heard me interact could not like the way that I handled it, and think about if they had a situation in the future and maybe they won't come back. So like there's some residual there, and the team got to see that. So we had to have a powwow after, like, look, that was not the right way to handle it. Obviously, I want to protect us, and I want to, look out for our crew and our staff and not let people attack us. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure it's not. We need our customers. We need our guests. So let's not be so quick to throw them out over little stuff like that. It's not. We could have made her day if we handled that the right. We could have fixed her day if she was having a bad day, which in my opinion she obviously was. We could have fixed her situation by handling that order the right way. So I had to own that, because I was the one that led that. I mean, everyone, and I was so out of character because everyone was looking at me like, I'm usually just like, but that one time it wasn't happening. It was not happening. And I apologize for that. Tips are, in my advice and my tip for handling those situations, especially customer complaints. Everyone's heard of last, listen, apologize, solve, and thank. But when I was with Fuzzies, they introduced the B in last. So we turned last into blast. Not it would happen long before I was there. But this is the system that was encouraged and taught in that organization, which was let's start with B, and believe them. The B is for believe. Let's believe that they have that issue. Let's always give them the benefit of the doubt. Then we listen to what their problem is. We apologize for the situation. We solve it to whatever degree they need it solved. Solve that shit. And then we thank them for the opportunity to solve it, because a lot of times people will have a bad experience and just not come back. The average person doesn't complain. They just don't go back. They just take it for what it is, and they treat you as if that's exactly how the experience is going to be in the future, and they decide to spend their money somewhere else. So if someone comes back and they have an issue or they call you, you have to really thank them for that opportunity because it gives you a chance to get better and to improve. And I needed that. So I needed to step back and say, look, T, you got to handle that better, bro. Like there's no reason for you to like. And did I walk away like a winner? No, I walked away almost embarrassed because I was out of character. My team see me out of character. Some of my guests see me out of character, and it didn't have to be that way. And ultimately we lost a guest. I hope she comes back, but I understand if she doesn't. And, we just gotta be better in those situations. Also, and this is my team building tip before we wrap up. My team building tip is to empower your people. Everyone on your team should be able to solve a customer's problem up to a certain point, up to a degree. Like if it's, oh no, we'll get that replaced. Like whoever answers the phone should be able to solve that problem. There's times where things need to be escalated, to a manager or to an owner. But oftentimes we're just talking about the food. Like if you trust this person to ring in orders or deliver food or make orders, you should be able to trust them to solve a customer's issue too. Like don't give the customer the runaround. Like let your team go ahead and solve it. Empower your folks. Give them guidelines to say, hey, look, you can give a credit up to this amount, or you can enter in comp food for someone that calls up to this amount. And if it goes beyond that, then we need to override. POS systems are highly advanced these days. You can set your system up to give security clearance to do certain things. Do that. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take one more thing off of your plate as a leader, so that you don't have to stop the flow, jump off the line, or whatever function you're in the moment to go handle, all these one-off situations. Empower whoever picks up that call, whoever interacts with that customer to solve the problem. Empower your people. And that's it, yo. As always, I appreciate you guys. Look, we got a new book dropping. It's called From Idea to Open, a step-by-step guide to opening your first pizzeria. That thing is jam-packed with bonuses. We got team building guides. We got management training. We got ops training. We got marketing guides. We have literally my entire toolbox, like all of the tools, templates, guides that I've created over the years, everything that I've deployed into growing on the franchise side as a franchise executive, as a franchise business coach, as a field support consultant, regional ops director, all these positions that I've held, it's come with supporting large scale business and giving them the tools to really grow effectively, to manage their businesses, to run profitable, successful restaurants. All of these tools, all these things are packed into this program that I put together. Pre-order now. We got launch on, when is the release date? Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Release date is, hold up. 6/21, June 21st, Friday the 21st. So please, go check it out. There'll be links. You can find links on my social. You can go to my site. You can get your hands on that. If you're still in the pre-order window, so from June 7th to June 21st, if you're still in the pre-order window, take advantage of that offer. If you're outside the pre-order window, you're still going to get great value. You just missed out on a deep discount. But either way it goes, whatever price you're getting it at, we're talking about saving yourself hundreds of hours in creating tools and systems and guidelines for opening your first pizzeria. Look, even if you're already open, there's a lot of value in here when we're talking about 90-day marketing plan. We're talking about the leadership development courses. We're talking about the team member handbook template. Like, these are things that will save you time and save you money. So check it out. Let me know what you think. And if you got any questions, just holler at me. info@TyrellReed.com. Reach out to me on Instagram, Pizza King Podcast, or Tyrell Reed Sr. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Pizza King Podcast with Tyrell Reed. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to me. Got a topic you love to cover or a question that you want answered? Shoot me an email at info@TyrellReed.com or reach out to me on Instagram at Pizza King Podcast. I love hearing from all of the listeners.